Hello everyone, it's Taylor, and today we are doing something that I have been waiting all month to do, and that is my first no-buy check-in. So my check-in for the month of January. So let me start by saying that January has been pretty easy for me, and I don't expect it to stay like this. But I've had a few incidents where I was tempted or where I kind of fell back into this mindless process of just roaming the aisles to pick something to buy and had to like snap myself out of that. And plus, January, coming out of the holidays, starting a new year, I took some time off of work for the holidays. So catching up on all that at the beginning of the month. I was so busy. And then all the time I've been devoting to this channel, to filming and editing, chatting with you guys in the comments, like it's kept me pretty busy. So I haven't had a lot of time to sit around and like lust over things or think about things that I wanted to buy. I am keeping a little note situation in the app. Oh, that's my girl. Materia girl. Um, in the Notes app on my phone, I'm keeping a record of anything, like any temptations, things like that. So let's jump right into the first, if I can find it. Where was it in my no buy update notes? So on January 7th, I went to Rite Aid, and I don't even know what I went there for at this point. Actually, I do know. My fiance had like a crazy craving for strawberry milk. So he was like, we have to go somewhere. We have to get strawberry milk right now. I don't know why. So we ended up at Rite Aid, and he was browsing, looking for what he was gonna do. And I just found myself immediately drawn back to the cosmetic section. So I'm looking through the makeup, I'm walking down the aisles, and I started thinking, I was like, I'm having a little bit of a problem with my Flower Beauty foundation being a little too dark for me. And it would be super easy to customize that if I had white foundation. In the past, I've used the Body Shop Lightning Drops, which are just a white pigment. But I've found a few other brands that have a pure white foundation that I wanted to try to mix in with my foundation that's too dark for me. So immediately I start browsing, and I'm looking, sorry, I'm looking through the aisles, and I'm like, in my heart, I'm knowing if I find a white foundation, I'm gonna buy it. As long as it's a cruelty-free brand, as long as it's, not an arm and a leg. Obviously at Rite Aid, everything's relatively drugstore priced. So I'm just browsing and browsing. And then I stopped and I was like, what am I doing? I have a foundation that's too light for me at the moment, and I could use that to mix with the foundation I'm trying to pan. I don't need a white foundation. It would certainly make my life easier because I could use one foundation at a time and then put in, a few of the whitening drops and be done. So I can't even describe what that feeling was. It was like, well, I'm sure many of you know what it is, where you're just like hunting down the aisles and you're thinking to yourself, if I find it, I will buy it. It's going to be mine. And I was like even willing to compromise on like trying a brand that I wasn't as familiar with, and maybe a product that I didn't love as much, but if they had that white foundation that I was looking for, I was going to buy it. I'm very happy to say that I stopped myself. Like, I was standing in front of the little Kiko display at Rite Aid and looking through their foundations, trying to find the lightest one. And I just it was like slamming on the brakes in your car. I was like, what the heck am I doing? Like, walk away. Just walk away right now. So I bolted. I went over to the strawberry milk section of Rite Aid and just like ran away like a deer in the headlights from the makeup area. It was shocking to me how I just fell into this, like, there was like this little monster that came to life inside of me and was like, I'm hunting down these aisles for this white foundation, and like, if I find it, it will be mine. And even though I went into the store with the strong thought in my head, like, I'm not buying anything we are just here for the strawberry milk. I went on autopilot and I just went to the makeup, and then yeah, this little makeup monster tried to grab me, and I'm very happy to say that I was able to pull away from that urge and walk away without buying anything. So it was after the Rite Aid incident, it was a few weeks before my next temptation happened. And I'm a big fan of Ulta. I am pretty loyal to Ulta over Sephora just because I feel like the points system is better. Although the shipping situation at Ulta sucks. If they can't figure out how to do like that free shipping thing, the $10 yearly free shipping that Sephora does, I'm like, why can't Ulta do that too? Anyway, tangent. I got an email from Ulta, or maybe it was an app notification that said free shipping on any order over $35. Which, if you know anything about Ulta, you have to spend $50 to get free shipping. And I, wrong or right, am of the mind that I'd rather spend that $5.99 on a product, even if I don't need it, even if I may not use it for months and months and months. I'd rather spend my $5.99 on a product than on shipping. So I will not buy anything at Ulta if it's online, if it's under $50, which has definitely gotten me into trouble in the past, but I assume that's how big corporations like it. Anywho, so this free shipping on $35 popped up, and I was like, oh man, like, what do I do? So I went to the app and I was checking on everything that's in my cart, because right now I have my cart loaded with things that I'm about to run out of. So it's not anything that would break my no buy, but I don't technically need them yet. Like I'm not in the danger zone on any of my products where I know that I would run out and be without something, if that makes sense. So I will have to place that order soon, but I didn't need to place it on January 20th when this situation occurred. And it was, I was browsing through the app. I'm like, do I need anything else? I was going through my cart, sort of curating my cart and making sure I had everything I needed. And I was clicking on each of the products and reading their descriptions, even though these are all just repurchases. I know what the product does. I know that I like the product. But yeah, it was like, again, I fell into this little mind suck vortex thing where I was like the makeup monster, and I had to browse through everything, and I had to get that like I was building that excitement, like I'm going to place this order today. And then, luckily I just so happened to mention something to my coworker about the, free shipping on 35. And she was like, well, do you need anything? Like, why does it matter? And I was like, oh, you're right. Why does it matter? Like, why does it matter? I don't need that stuff yet. And the craziest part is that everything that I am going to need to replace soon totaled up to over $50. So even if I placed that order today, not on a $35 shipping day, I would get free shipping. It was just like, it took me a minute to stop and logic that out. So again, luckily I was able to pull myself out of that situation and carry on with my day and not buy anything at Ulta. Not more than a few days later, so on the 23rd, I got an email from Ulta that the ColourPop No Filter, the ColourPop No Filter Concealer was now available at Ulta. And I can't tell you, probably every week, I'm not exaggerating, since ColourPop launched in Ulta, pretty much every week I have been checking the app to see, are they going to put the concealer on there? Is it going to be on there? Like, I need to know, are they ever going to launch it on there? So I would go on the app every week and like scroll through all the ColourPop items and check and see if it was there. So when I got this email, you better believe I went right to the app and I was like, is this too good to be true? I saw the concealer there and I immediately put it in my cart. I already had the Tarte Shape Tape in my cart, So I was able to remove a $27 concealer and put in a $6 concealer, which is a win. It will be a win when I actually need to purchase it because I will be saving a significant amount of money. And I think, in my opinion, if you don't feel this way, that's okay. We're entitled to different opinions. I think the No Filter concealer is just as good as the Tarte Shape Tape. And even sometimes better in the sense that it doesn't, if I am super dry, sometimes the Tarte Shape Tape is just a little too much for me. So I think the No Filter concealer has a really great range. It's a good amount of product. I love the doe foot applicator on that product, and it's $6. So I'm definitely, when it comes time to repurchase a concealer, my Tarte Shape Tape is well used right now. However, I haven't even had to pull out the stopper. So I know I have maybe another 3 to 4 weeks of use on that product, maybe even a little bit more than that. So I will eventually buy the ColourPop No Filter from Ulta so I can get my $6 worth of points. But I don't need it right now. So it was like this, I like just got so excited and I went over to the app and I was like, put it in my cart. Okay, it's there. And then I was like, well, this is a really popular item. What if it goes out of stock? And that's a constant struggle. That panic purchase is something that I really struggle with, and I know a lot of people struggle with, because that's what the industry wants you to feel. That's what manufacturers want you to, just like, they want you to freak out and buy the things without thinking them, which I have definitely fallen victim to many times in the past. But that's not going to be my reality anymore. So I kind of told myself, well, you know what? If it goes out of stock, it is what it is. If it's still out of stock by the time I need to replace my concealer, then I'm just going to repurchase the Shape Tape. Like, I know that the Shape Tape is a good concealer for me. And while I don't necessarily relish the thought of spending $27 on a concealer, I think it's worth that $27. So I will do that, and I will wait for the No Filter to come back in stock. I haven't looked at it again, so I don't know if they're even close to going out of stock, or if any of the shades did. That may just be my panic brain telling me what to do. So I don't know if that's going to be a problem, but I didn't need to buy the concealer in January, so I wasn't going to do it. And I think you can see where this is going by all the little incidents I've been telling you about. I did not purchase anything in my no-buy categories in the month of January. I had no slip-ups, and I had no need for replacements. So not even shopping within the rules of my no-buy. I didn't do any of it, which on one hand, I'm glad that I had enough products to get me through January, because I could really build my resolve. If I knew that I needed to replace something in January, I might have been more tempted to throw something into the cart so that I could get free shipping, or just because sometimes it's nice to buy a new thing. I didn't have to fight with those things this month, so I really got a full month to strengthen my commitment to the no-buy, to focus on using up my products. And once I finished certain products, I immediately went on to things that were in my backup stash. And I was able to really come to terms with how large some of my backup categories are. Some things I have very small amounts, like once I finish the setting sprays I have currently, I only have one backup. So, that's going to go quickly. Once I finish the brow pencil I have now, I am ready to repurchase something. So some categories are small. However, categories like skincare, I have a lot of skincare backups. Perfume, I won't need a new perfume till, I don't know, I'm 35. We'll see. That's 9 years from now, in case anyone's wondering. I won't need body lotion. Well, that's not true. I don't know. I have a lot of backup is what I'm trying to get at. I am really proud of myself and what I managed to accomplish in the month of January. I know that that sounds, well, maybe it doesn't sound weird to you. For me, it feels weird to say, like, I am proud of myself, but I am. And if you accomplished your first month of your no-buy, you should also be really proud of yourself. On the flip side, though, if you did slip up, don't let that deter you. You know, we're only human. We're not perfect. Temptation is real and it is hard to grapple with, especially when it comes to a category that you have a weakness for, whether it's makeup, body care, hair care, you name it. If you are struggling with that category, then it's okay that you slipped up. As long as you continue your fight, as long as you continue to push against the urges and the temptation. I had a really great subscriber, Angela, write me a comment and tell me that she had a little slip up, so she's changing her no buy to a low buy. And if legitimately that's what Angela or anyone else wants to do, if you want to do a low buy, that's totally fine. That's up to you. But if you're only switching your no buy to a low buy because you think you failed, you didn't fail. You may have had one slip up, you may have hit a bump in the road, but you're on a journey. You're on a journey to get somewhere, to get to this new reality that we want to live in, where we're not addicted or struggling with temptation on specific products. And it's okay if in the first 30 days you lost your battle to your struggle. But as long as you keep fighting, as long as you keep moving forward, make a fresh start for yourself in February. And, you know, we're all in this together. I love talking to you guys in the comments. If you guys are struggling with something, write it in the comments. If you haven't seen my no shopping tips video, I'll also link that in the description. I provided some tips and tricks for stopping yourself from impulse buying. And, you know, I usually respond to comments within the first 24 hours. So if you're really, really struggling with something, just write me a comment or send me a DM on Instagram. It's just Good Day Tay, and we can talk about it. And I'm not perfect either, but hopefully if you're really struggling with that urge, maybe I can help you. Maybe I can distract you long enough so that you don't want to buy the thing anymore. I don't know. I think that, you know, we're all on this journey together and we might as well support each other along the way. So I will support you in any way that you want me to, and all of you who've been commenting are supporting me, so thank you guys so much for doing that. I think that's all I have to say for this no-buy check-in update situation. It was a good month, and I'm hoping that February is just as good. If you've made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for sticking with me. I really appreciate the support of my subscribers who've been with me since the beginning of January and all my subscribers who are new here. I'm loving doing this for me and for you, and that's all I have to say. I could go on forever, but I'll stop it here. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you later.